Hi guys, Michiel Functional Breath here again. Today I'm gonna show you how it's possible to influence your heart rate after your practice, after your workout, better recovery, and getting more oxygen and nutrients to your cells. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a bit of rope skipping so I get on a certain level of my heart rate. Then I'm gonna do two series where the first one I'm gonna breathe normal, and the second time I'm gonna do a breathing exercise or a breathing rhythm where you're gonna see on my on my heart meter and my app, where you will see that it will drop down quicker, and I will explain you also why that is good. So there's something called respiratory sinus arrhythmia, which is a very interesting thing, and one of the things that I think is a genius thing of nature, let's say. And it is when we inhale, our heart rate will increase, and when we exhale, our heart rate drops. And that is actually to optimize the gas exchange in the lungs, from the lung to the blood. So when we inhale, the oxygen concentration is high in the lungs, and then you want to have more exchange in the blood, so the blood flow will increase because of the heart rate increases. And the same thing happens when we exhale, then the heart rate drops again. So your heart rate goes up and down all the time in relation to your breath, and that is one of the keys why breathing is so important. So I'm doing some rope skipping now, just doing this because I just want to stay at home, and then I'll put it on the app as well. I did some rope skipping and my heart rate is at 145, and I'm going to breathe normal, like what you normally do.
You are burning fat.
I'm burning fat. So my heart rate drops to 121. And it stays around 100 now, going down a little bit, and it stays more or less around 96. So if I'm gonna do now again a series of there we go. So if we're going to do a series now again of rope skipping, and I'm going to breathe in a different way to drop that heart rate a bit quicker, but strenuous. So my heart rate is at 58 now, dropping already. Breathing in a different way.
You are burning fat.
You can see my heart rate is already at 92, 91, and I'm not even recovered for a minute, whereas before with my other exercise of breathing, recuperation breathing, normal breathing, I was just going from 3 minutes to 4 minutes, from 145 to 96 beats per minute, and now I went from 145 to what was it, 91 in about 45 seconds. Yeah, so the cool thing is that with that respiratory sinus arrhythmia, that you can really control your heart rate and exhale longer. Your heart rate will have more time to drop, so it means that overall your heart rate will drop as well, because you try to make it in favor of slowing down your heart rate, give it more time to be able to slow down. You will feel that it's more difficult and it might not feel comfortable, but in the long term that's only a positive thing, because if you create a need for oxygen, you will be able to create more red blood cells in your system that bind with oxygen, and the concentration will be higher of oxygen, or the aerobic capacity, in other words. So that's a cool thing. So I hope you learned something. So if you try to recover, breathe out, exhale twice as long as you inhale. So the best way to do it, depending on what activity you do, is 3 counts inhale via the nose and 6 counts exhale via the nose or the mouth. Doesn't really matter. Or you can also do 2-4, depending how strenuous your activity was. So, but this is a really good way to really get very quickly recover, because also the buildup of CO2 will be a little bit higher. You have that urge to breathe a little bit more, and that CO2 will also help to get that oxygen in the cell, which actually is a second way why this recovery breathing is better than normal breathing. All right.